I'm gonna talk about how I tie these branches down so they don't keep growing straight up into the sky and reach the sun and the moon and stuff. So you can see right here, this one, it would have been going straight up, but then I tie it down and I use these metal wires to tie it down. I bought these wires from Amazon, which is really inexpensive. These are just little cables or garden ties or whatever you call it. So by tying it down, it will tell the branch over time to start growing down like that. I want to start doing that now because I want to channel it where to go. See, if you let it grow on its own straight up into the sky, it could go left or it could go backwards or wherever, right? You're gonna let nature take its course? No, I'm gonna control this nature. So I kind of wanted this branch to come toward me right here like this, because it's kind of fairly open, not very cluttered over here on this side. Let me change the zoom on this. There you go, so you can see a little better. Yeah, so I prefer these ties over these little garden ties like these. I think these are useful if they're just going vertical. If you're keeping them against the post like that, and these are more permanent. Whereas these are temporary. They're temporary because every day this thing will drop a little bit or it will lose some tension, so I can move it or I can tie it more. See, I can move it like that, so it's much easier for me to adjust the tension of it. Now, how much tension, you gotta have a feel for it. This is experience. It's hard to explain, like, because different branches can handle different pressure. This little branch, it can handle this much. I can feel it by touching it. So you have to break a couple of branches to know what their breaking point is, right? So over time, I kind of learn. And just so you know, that even though I've been learning, I'm not perfecting it yet, because this branch right here, this is my purple haze. See, even just like this, ta-da, it broke off, right? So I was trying to do the same thing, tying it down, and then I bend it too much and then just snapped. So I just cut it off. So I just show it to you here to let you know that yes, you can break a couple of branches, and this is a big branch to break, just so you know, so it hurts, right? But you have to break a couple of branches to know what the tension is. So there are different ways, like here. See, this one's growing up like that, so I can, you could get creative on how you tie it. You could tie all three of them together, right? And then just use one of the old hooks right here to tie it down to anchor it, if you will. Yeah, you can do it like that. And same thing here. So you find anything you can. See, this one, I'm trying to channel it to come toward me. Because right now this would have gone just straight up, and then I don't know which way it's gonna go. It could fall left, right, and anywhere except here, right? But I'm channeling it now. So you want to do it when they're like at least around this size, because it'll be hard to channel it when they're long and falling off. See, and I'm just using whatever I can find to tie it onto, something that's strong and sturdy. And then let me see if I come over here. See right here, I use these useless lights. They don't work anymore, the lights, I don't think. But I'm using them as weight. See? You see this branch was sticking up. It's like, poking me in the eye if I turn around, if I, don't pay attention, right? So I'm keeping it down. By using weight, just gravity will work. And this is light enough so it won't snap over here and it won't break over here. I try to put these ties at the spine right here because it's a little bit stronger. If you put it onto the fin right here, these fins are fairly delicate, and you can cut into it. And I can show you an example of some of the other ones. Let me come over here to see if I have one. Well, anyways, not yet. I'll show you later. But then there are other things you can do, right? You can use the ties that you have to put some weights on it. And then you can use weights like, use the branch as the weight to hold down this other branch, right? So you can get creative with it. And then, see, I use a tie to tie it for my bonsai dragon fruit here, to keep it close to the trellis. And then as you can see inside, I use a lot of these ties to do it. Right, you see that? What I meant earlier? When you hang any kind of weight onto the fin like that, the fin will break a little bit like that. See, it's not as strong. If I had to put it right over here, that would have been stronger, but I put it here in the middle of the fin, So I kind of dip in and cut into it. It doesn't damage the dragon fruit that much, but it just makes it not as pretty, right? If you want a perfect branch, then well, there goes that. You can't take that to the Miss Dragon Fruit International anymore. Alright, here's the two perfect example. One is being controlled by gravity. The other one, I'm just using the metal ties, or the wire ties, to tie it, to keep it closed. Otherwise, this branch is gonna fling right out at me. So, that's how I do that. Sometimes you don't have to use any ties whatsoever. You can just use other branches around. See, when they're young like that, they're very flexible. See, this one's kind of growing up into the air. I'm gonna controlling it by putting it right there like that. See, so I'm using this fin from the old one to hold it down. Right now, when they're young, they feel kind of rubbery, so that the friction keeps them tight together like that. So you don't have to do much. Finally, I can give you another update on what I thought was a death bloom, but that's becoming a branch, just a regular branch. Look at that, see? It has leaves, this beautiful leaves, right here, purple, nice and all, and then now all the spines are coming out. So now it formed a perfect branch, the 3-fin branch. That's the typical one. So it was gonna stick out at me, it was growing out straight out. Hit me right into the eye, but so that's why I'm using ties to tie onto this guy. And this guy, just so you know, a bug ate that piece right there, and it was turning left. So I killed two birds, or take care of two birds with one tie, right? So I forced this guy to grow this a little bit more to the right as opposed to the left, because I'm not gonna let the bug or whatever control the destiny of that guy. So I tied this one together. So together they kind of like help force each other to grow the way I want them to. Final example. So this is kind of a higher level course now on tying this. So this is my this is a lot of trial and errors to realize that they actually fold. When I say fold, is that you see this this fin, I can fold it a little bit so it's like a taco shape, and then I can tie it better. When you fold it like that, when they can only do this when they're young like this. Old branch, you can't bend it, right? You can't squeeze it together. See, this one you can. There's a little fluff. You see it? See, that's what I did here. When you fold it, it's a little bit stronger, and it's It's easier for you to tie it and bend it toward the way you want it. See, because I want this guy to start hugging close to my trellis. So this is how I do my bonsai style. So I'm gonna let this one grow, and then I'm gonna tie another one when it gets to that side. That's how I keep it wrapping around like this. See, and all these wraparounds were done by these ties. See how I control it. See, keep wrapping them from left to right, and all that stuff. And one day I'm gonna push this guy in like so, which I can do probably right now. Yeah, I'm gonna need a tie for that to push it in so that I can grow that way. Yeah, so there you go. That's how I tie my plants and train them to grow the way I want them to grow.